Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Week 4 of the Tactical Gaming Rainbow Six Pro League Tournament, where we have Lockdown Squad going up against Armstrong. Lockdown, the team in blue. Let me run down the rosters real quick. Lockdown has Dizzy Gamer, Biohazard, Silence, Kami no Karate, and Kimi Matsu. And then on the orange team, Armstrong Squad, we have Lobster, Caesar, Lethal Aim, Patrick, and Tooth Fairy. So two very good squads going head-to-head here. We're going to be playing Bank and Hereford Base. I'm going to go ahead and start us now as everyone's ready to go. Lockdown, we did see last week, they defeated Raven Shield quite convincingly. We do remember seeing the two aces there from Biohazard and Dizzy Gamer, so I'm looking forward to see if they can do that again here today. So, of course, the players to watch on Lockdown, as of right now, are Dizzy Gamer and Biohazard. Like I said, we had those two aces last week. And on Armstrong, Lethal is definitely the player to watch there. He's one of the better players that we do have in our battalion throughout all of our squads. So I'm interested to see. This is going to be Armstrong's first time here on the stream. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can bring and show for Armstrong.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Alright, so we have our standard defense going to be starting down here in the basement. This Valkyrie is going to get a camera out into the garage. And we should see these hatches
10 seconds to insert.
being taken up here. Now the hatch here doesn't always get reinforced into servers, but usually you'll see somebody back here on these stairs with a shotgun to hold this area while one person will play behind these servers here. Now it doesn't look like Armstrong's going to do that. So we have Mute inside B, and Rook. Lethal is going to be looking, watching tunnel, where actually three of them are coming. And it looks like Kami is droning ahead for them, letting them know that there is in fact no one on those stairs or behind the server. Now Rook is watching, so let's take a look from his point of view. He has a nice angle there. And there are four of them pushing from that direction as Twitch is actually droning out and is then going to drop down and join them. So they're all going to be pushing from the same direction. They do see the Valkyrie cam. They do take it out, but as he goes to make sure he got it, he got taken out by Lethal.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
So the Montaigne is down. If they were intending on doing the Montaigne plant, probably not the best idea. I'm not going to be able to do that now. So they're going to have to reevaluate their strategy and see how they're going to push this in. Twitch is still going to try to clear the way. It did slow it down quite a bit. They do have 1 minute 30 seconds left to push. They did smoke it. Let's see if they run across. The shots go on through the wall, but they don't connect with anybody. And Lethal gets another shot onto Biohazard, so that's their top two players already down. Lobster does step in the way, but there's a team kill also where Silence takes down Kimi, and now it's a 2v5 situation on attack, as Kami's going to make sure that there's no one coming from behind, and Thermite's going to go ahead and switch. Now there looks like there is one that's going to be coming from behind, which is Tooth Fairy, playing the smoke, but Kami is going to be waiting for him. But he looks away at the wrong time as Tooth Fairy does get him from the stairs. And he does get taken out. So a quick round in the bag for Armstrong. as they go 1-up over on Lockdown. Alright, and we move on to round 2. Let's see how Lockdown has prepared their defenses. Now you can see there the problem with Lockdown pushing all from one side. Once the defenders realized that all 5 of them were coming from the same direction, the entire defense shifted. Smoke was able to go up and around and come down and take them out from behind. Which is a little funny that happened to Lockdown, as last week the same thing happened to them when they were on defense. All the attackers from Ravenshield were pushing one side, and they went down and were able to do the same thing. Once they realized it was all coming from the same side, the bandit went up and around from behind, and actually ended up getting the ace, taking them out from behind. So
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
it's one thing to learn from your mistakes, but to be able to learn from the mistakes of those you go against is also something that you need to be able to do as well in Rainbow Six.
Left before insertion. 5 seconds left. Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers are moving to defuse the
So
bomb.
now they did get that hatch, but they didn't get the hatch here, which actually drops right into A. So I'm a little surprised that one didn't get taken care of, or the one behind the desk, or an elevator. So they only got 2 hatches. But again, the server one isn't as important. So they have the Frost here on A. Blackbeard's droning ahead into Garage. So it looks like they're pushing mostly towards B. Now it looks like their entire attack is coming from one direction as well. But it actually looks like Blackbeard's gonna drop down and push from the other side. So at least they have a little bit of pressure coming on to A. So we'll see how the defense responds if they realize that they're all coming Garage. Alright, so Biohazard actually opens this up. Alright, and the smokes start going on in. Kimimatsu is there, does take down Lethal as they push into B site. Blackbeard did go in, but got taken out by a Frost Trap. Biohazard is still above on Valkyrie. As Kimimatsu is actually going to start going around and vault. This would be the time for them to push in and get the plant down. Capitao actually can't see because of his own smoke, but Kimimatsu is coming back around. As the call may have came that he's in the site, but he doesn't actually know that they actually came in yet. They have the diffuser. And now the call comes that they're both inside B. And Kimimatsu goes off. And did he just get an ace? He did. Alright, so Kimimatsu with the ace. As I don't believe there were any kills on the first round for either squad, so that's Lockdown with another ace. That's 3 maps in a row. This time and they were all on their first defense. So again, a little shock to see that again. Another ace for Lockdown to take the round. and it's a different member. Each time that there's been an ace by Lockdown, it's 3
by attackers.
first defenses on each map. 3 different members. Now, as Armstrong successfully defended the first round, they're going to have to move to a second spot. And they've decided to go Archives and Tellers.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds remaining. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Alright, and we're 30 seconds into the round here. And it looks like we have 2 roamers. We have Rook roaming and Tooth Fairy roaming downstairs. He's going to watch Garage to make sure that they're not coming from that direction. But they're actually pushing in near the main lobby. And Biohazard is going to push in from the second floor. Now, Lethal is down here, and I'm sure he heard that hatch open. And he should have just heard Ash drop down in. Oh, Ash didn't drop. I apologize. Alright, so they are checking for roamers, but it's easier to do that with a drone instead of opening up 2 hatches. Lethal is thinking about peeking, but decides not to at the last second. Tooth Fairy with the double kill, roaming downstairs. And that's the Thatcher and the Thermite. Tooth Fairy is going to come back up and around. And IQ is here, who is now going to be exposed to Rook from behind. But Rook doesn't look around at the right moment and misses the opportunity to take out IQ from behind. Who then... and then we have Patrick being taken out by Kimimatsu there. As Blackbeard is coming around. Gets taken out. Does not get traded back on. And there's 2 there. The C4 comes in, does some damage to Blackbeard, but doesn't finish him off. As Biohazard gets a nice shot down onto Rook, and it quickly turned into a 2v2. Now Blackbeard does have the diffuser, but he's pinched off from getting into A, so he's going to have to make a push. There's only 5 seconds left. As he gets in, he tries to plant, but it's too late. He has to pull off the plant. But a very close round. As Ash ran in but was looking in the wrong direction, and Jaeger was able to take her out from behind. So successful defenses all around so far. Let's see if Armstrong can break that on this next attack. As it's also going to be Tellers and Archives.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
So there's a lot of interesting differences between the bomb sites that you have once you come up out of basement. A lot of teams will either move here or up to the 3rd floor in CEO office. Now, the reason why I almost prefer this site over CEO office is because these windows can be very deadly. If you get Blackbeard onto one of these windows, now you can always shoot him from lobby, but a lot of teams anticipate that and will be waiting to counter that. Now here in A and B, you can have the floor opened up above you, so you gotta make sure you're not in the predictable spots, like back here in this corner, or back here behind this desk. They're very predictable spots, and that's where people are usually gonna open up first when you're looking up at the 2nd floor. So that's the key, and if you are gonna set up a defense here, you do need to have at least 1 roamer. I would suggest maybe 2. As Thermite's actually already inside, it looks like they're going to go and plant inside admin office to try to get that wall opened up. As Ash is coming around to join Thatcher and Thermite to give them some protection while they get their work started. And Caesar joins them as well. And it looks like Blackbeard will be pushing from the front. And they do indeed open up the walls here in admin office. But now Thermite is a little pinched, so he's going to have to throw a smoke to get out, to make sure once he's covered in order to get out. As Ash is laying down some covering fire into that. I'm not sure exactly what he was trying to shoot there. Maybe he's trying to get the wall right next to Jaeger, which he does. Doesn't kill him, but it does do a lot of damage. And Jaeger is low now. But now they gotta be wary for the defender above. As Pulse is able to go and take out the Thermite. And does a little victory spin. He's not actually gonna pick either one of these up. But Caesar is able to get him pinched as Tooth Fairy's coming up around the corner. And Biohazard looks away at the wrong second and Tooth Fairy makes him pay for it. Kimimatsu with a nice angle into admin office. Does some damage onto Ash. As Ash runs in, she's in the bomb site, but gets taken out by Dizzy Gamer, who is low, who also gets a nice shot on the Tooth Fairy, and it quickly turned into a 3v2 in the defender's favor. And Kimimatsu with that same angle gets a shot onto Patrick, almost gets Caesar as well, and Caesar gets taken out by the Jaeger. So really that round was Dizzy Gamer and Kimimatsu's just holding their angles and staying in the same spots. They didn't really move after they got their kills. They didn't have to. But that was a lack of communication on Armstrong's spot, not calling out where they're getting shot from, where they're getting killed from. So their squad members can know to either watch out for those spots or to go ahead and get the shots onto them that they need to. So we're all tied up at 2 apiece, pretty evenly matched here so far. Everyone winning their defensive rounds. It's really going to come down to whoever wins that first attacking round. So let's see what Lockdown can bring for this attack, as we're going to be going back down into lockers and CCTV.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Take a look at the scoreboard real quick. We do have a couple of donuts up on the board right now. Kimimatsu actually leading the way. Of course, he had that ace 2 rounds ago when they were defending this spot that they're attacking now. And Tooth Fairy with 6 kills. Lethal still on the top with the most points.
10 seconds left.
But other than that, it looks fairly balanced.
5 seconds remaining. Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers objective.
Getting some late reinforcements up here. Now, last time Lockdown did a complete push from the tunnel. This time they're already doing something different here. They do have 3 going in the tunnel. There's no Montaigne. They have a Blackbeard instead, which I do like. Now they have Thermite and Ash sticking in. Uh, like I said, Dizzy and Biohazard, very good team working together as they are pushing in the second floor. Now Tooth Fairy is up there waiting to take his chance of pushing around, and he actually looks away at the wrong second. This time Biohazard making him pay for the same mistake he made the round prior. And that one is reinforced, so he's not able to get either one of those open, but here comes the Thermite to go ahead and get those open for him. So Lockdown making quick work on this attack. Good job taking the Roamer out early, as Tooth Fairy did make them pay during the first defense down here. So he was able to come around and get 2 of them rather quickly. And now he's already taken out, as Capitão's going to drone ahead along with Thatcher for Blackbeard, who's hanging out in this tunnel here. Now they do have the support from above this time, as Lobster's taken out by Dizzy. Now he's watching that kill hole there, waiting to see it go off so he can shoot it. There it goes, but Patrick gets a nice kill onto Dizzy Gamer. And then Biohazard gets taken out as he tried to come down the back stairs and they were waiting for him, so it's back down to a 3v3, which puts it in the defender's favor with 45 seconds left to go. Now the whole attack is coming from one direction again. Capitão makes a bad peek, and Kimmy takes out 2 of his teammates with that grenade. I'm really not sure what happened there. Oh, alright, so it looks like Capitão was actually cooking a grenade when he got headshot and dropped the grenade next to both of his teammates, taking them both down. That's unfortunate. That was a really good start to the attack. Did not end up going Lockdown's way. A bit of bad luck there. So I like that they did try something different, because they realized it didn't work the first time around, all pushing from under that tunnel.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
But unfortunately, it still did not work out for them, as they're going to move back down into the... Actually, they're going to take open area in cafeteria. Alright, so something a little bit different. Not a very common bomb site, but they want to switch things up here. Again, I wouldn't want to be switching things up on defense, as defense has been the staple so far for both teams. But being down 2-3, trying something new might be a little risky, instead of just going back down into the basement and trying to get a win.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers are heading out to defuse the bomb.
As Lethal's going to go ahead and climb up on here.
Located by attackers.
He's going to break on into stockroom. As Tooth Fairy has already taken some damage. It looks like he took the damage from Biohazard, who's hanging out here in lobby, waiting to get some shots onto anybody that's repelled on those windows, which Patrick actually is right now. So he could get the shots onto Patrick. Patrick is just hanging there. He's trying to line up the headshot. Might have gotten a couple of shots onto him. And Blackbeard's just hanging here on this window. Took a couple of shots, but is not backing down. He sees that he's still over there, so he's gonna try to get another shot onto Blackbeard. He's actually gonna go outside to get him.
Defender exposed.
And he does get the Blackbeard, but gets traded on from Lobster, who was inside, was able to look out the window and make him pay for going outside to get the Blackbeard. So it is an even trade, and it looks like Dizzy was also just taken down from a distance. As Lethal's going to go ahead and push on in here. Sees one, sees two, gets them both down. Gets the knife to finish off the round, and there's the first attack win, making Lockdown pay for taking such a risky choice on defense, setting up here in open area. And now we move on to match point. Lockdown down 2-4. And with Armstrong successfully completing all of their defenses, this could go bad pretty quickly here, as they're going to move into Teller's archives once again. Now we remember the defense came very close to losing this the last time they defended up here, as it really just came down to a matter of time. So if Lockdown can push a little bit quicker, they do have a good chance of taking this win here on attack, and potentially forcing an overtime should they win their next defense round.
Attackers have located a bomb. Seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds to insertion. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers' objective is to defuse the bomb.
It's an interesting spot for a welcome mat. May or may not get noticed, as Biohazard is going to push in here on tunnel. Thermite's going to overlook from the car garage, see if anybody's getting any late work done, as Blackbeard, Thatcher, and Sledge push up to the rooftop. Ash actually decides to join them here on the rooftop, takes a little damage for jumping off the roof. He's going to push on into stockroom. Much like last time, where he opened up all the hatches to try to deal with any roamers, but the roamers are actually in much different locations this time, because the push came from Lone Office, so that's where he's sitting, waiting to see if the push comes from there. It looks like that's where Thermite's planning on going, as he breaks the window. He should have just heard him get off the camera, so he's going to go ahead and drone it. Lethal actually gets the kill on the Kimimatsu, who was up above in the skylight, taking out the Sledge, and then immediately rotates and is not being seen by this drone, but is going to get seen by the call out there from Ash, as Ash is now in the A bomb site. Looks like he's lagging a little bit here. As he's still in, and I'm not sure if Jaeger knew he was still in, as he was looking at the doorway instead. They don't seem to know that Ash is in there, taking them out one at a time. As he goes on and gets Patrick as well. Biohazard's on fire right now. As he's going to come in, pick up the Thermite, as he sees Rook push on into the bomb site. And gets a good shot onto him there. Biohazard on for another ace if he can find the smoke. And there's the smoke. Is he going to get another one? He doesn't. He gets taken out instead by smoke, and it's now It's still a 2v1. The diffuser's upstairs. Can they get down and plant in time? They have 20 seconds. Thatcher's going to have to push in by himself
15 seconds.
as Blackbeard's up here. And it's really going to come down to a 1v1 here. And he loses it. He's going to drop the attack. And that's going to be the end of it, as Blackbeard's not going to have time to push around. And he does have time to push around the time. He does make it down, jumps down over the railing, and comes in and gets smoked from behind. Very close, very tight win. And they survive another round, one round closer to forcing overtime. That was an exciting end there. I did not think the Blackbeard was going to have time to actually get there and make a push, but he did. Now, instead of moving back down into the basement, it looks like they're going to try Teller's office and archives again for lockdown. Now, it's not open area. They did successfully defend Teller's office that last time,
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
where it was mostly Kimimatsu and Dizzy holding their angles very well. Now, of course, last time Armstrong pushed in through open area and was able to open up the walls in admin office. Let's see if they pull a similar attack here. They do have the Thatcher, so those mute charges aren't really going to be effect. Now, what you can see sometimes is you can anticipate that they're going to bring a Thatcher, and they're going to throw a Thatcher grenade near these walls. So if you can hide a Jaeger to at least take one of them out first, it gives you a little bit more time, or gives time and a call out to any of your roamers that they're over there, they're going to go try to push it. They just took out, they probably were going to shoot out the Jaeger at that point, but you still took out one of the Thatcher grenades, and the roamers know that they can come. Now, Biohazard's back here throwing a camera up with information, but he's checking it while he was a little exposed to that window, but luckily no one was actually looking in that direction. Ash drops onto the umbrella and is then going to drop down and join the rest of her team. As Montaigne is watching here. And it looks like we have all 5 defenders on the 2 points. Thatcher and Thermite are getting ready to push in here. They do have the Valkyrie behind them in the elevators, probably waiting for the call to push. Dizzy's taking a little bit different spot this time instead of laying behind those shelves. But here comes the Valkyrie. Actually going up the stairs instead of pushing as Thermite plants the charge. She does have the nitro to open that up, but so the call out definitely came that the wall from admin office is open, and Valkyrie is patiently just going around. Sees the Ash, decides not to take the shot. Does see 3 of them there. He does get one, but Montaigne's able to turn around. That C4 is going to take out the Ash. Silence gets a kill onto Capital. But Thatcher actually trades down onto and is getting the plant down.
Attackers are activating the diffuser.
You gotta shoot for the legs. You gotta shoot for the legs. As Thatcher is just taking his time watching, and now it's a 1v3. He's gonna have to wait. And the defuse is going down. Kimimatsu is on the defuse, but it's gonna be too late. The Tooth Fairy is gonna go, but the diffuser gets down. as that little quick push there by Valkyrie, even though it cost Valkyrie her life, was enough time to stop Thatcher from pushing around and stopping the defuse from going through. And now we move into overtime. 4 rounds to 4. This is anybody's game at this point. We have Armstrong on defense, going down into basement, where they have not lost a defense round yet.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Should see a pretty standard defensive setup here.
Attackers have located a bomb. Seconds to go. 5 seconds to insertion. Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb. ADS deployed and ready to go.
Alright, and Sledge is going to push up here to the roof. As we have Blackbeard and Thatcher going to be pushing down in tunnel again. Ash already taking some shots as he runs right into Tooth Fairy and gets taken down. And Tooth Fairy's going to hold his position as that's the diffuser down here in lobby. And now the attackers are going to have to push around to get the diffuser as well. And Tooth Fairy is actually going to go back downstairs and let them have the diffuser, as he knows they're all going to be pushing for that position there. So there's nobody in garage. He's going to see Blackbeard there, pushing into servers. Thatcher's in the tunnel, they're not going to see him, so they might think he's alone and they might try to push him. And pushing Blackbeard's not always the greatest idea. Is there a little worry here before going around to actually pick up the diffuser?
Attackers.
And Thermite's actually going to open up this hatch into Vault. So much different attack this time around. See if they can pull it off. As Bandit goes down the stairs after he gets the kill onto Blackbeard, as he came up and used the hatch against him. But now he's actually pinched here as he's got to take out Kami, which he does. Takes a little bit of damage for it, but gets away clean. And the attacker's got to make a push here as Dizzy Gamer drops down and gets taken out by Caesar. And Sledge is going to have to come and do it all by himself and not going to be able to. It's not going to be a second ace for Kimimatsu. Not yet, anyway. As Armstrong takes the first round of overtime. Let's see where Lockdown wants to set up their final stand, and it's going to be down in basement. again, where they have successfully defended. The only time that they actually did it, they only did it one time. The rest of their defenses were, they did try one in open area, which they lost, and then the other was in the two in archives and tellers.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
So they're gonna head up here, get some of the hatches as the drones start to come on through.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb. Ten seconds left. 5 seconds to insertion. Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Alright, looks like we're not gonna have any rumors again this time around. It looks like they're gonna push into open area. As Buck is going to go ahead and drone out garage to make sure it's safe before he pushes on in. The other 4 attackers are up here as Thermite's going to go ahead and open up some of these hatches. Tooth Fairy and Biohazard actually trade onto each other. And we're going to get these 2 hatches opened up instead of any of the walls down in the objective.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
So 1-for-1 trade isn't bad for a roamer. Not the best situation it can be. But trades always go in the defender's favor. As both of Thermite's charges are now gone and pushed aggressively. And he does have the diffuser. Now this is a good Valkyrie camera. Most people aren't going to see it unless you're riding around on a drone. So he'll know if they're pushing down there. As Blackbeard's pushing down these stairs here. And Dizzy Gamer's going to come right out into him. And there is a firefight, but they both walk away with about half health. And Blackbeard's down a shield. So it worked out much better in Jaeger's favor. As there's another team kill as Cammy takes out Cammy, but Lobster gets a kill onto Dizzy Gamer. And this could be it. There's 1v3 here. And it's going to be taken down by Lobster, getting the kill on Akimitsu, beating his old squad as a former member of Lockdown, and securing map number 1 for Armstrong squad. Definitely a hard-fought victory there, as Armstrong was up 4 rounds to 2. Lockdown gave them a fight to force overtime, but Armstrong was able to finish off business by getting the last 2 rounds in overtime. And now we're going to move on to map number 2. Look at that on Tooth Fairy. 16 kills and 5 deaths. And now we're going to move on to map number 2, which is going to be Hereford Base. It's going to stay the same with Armstrong on defense and Lockdown on attack. So once everyone readies up, we'll be ready to go. So until then, we'll be on a short break. Alright, and welcome back. We're just waiting on one more player here, and we're ready to go. So, map number 2, Hereford Base. Armstrong starting on defense once again. These teams do seem fairly evenly matched. Two completely different maps. Bank is a much more wide open map. Hereford Base is a lot more close quarters. So let's see which team is better at the close quarters combat.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We are, of course, going to start here in basement. You can see some pretty standard defense set up here.
Bomb located by attackers. 10 seconds to insertion. Attackers have located a bomb. 5 seconds to insertion. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb.
It looks like they're going to play some different operators here, as Biohazard is going to be playing Blackbeard instead of Ash. And Dizzy Gamer is actually on Twitch now instead of Thermite. Thermite does take some damage there from the bandit charge. Of course, that goes down there. Bandit waiting to do the bandit trick on the east wall as it gets blown open on the north wall instead. And Kimimatsu with a beautiful shot onto Lobster, getting the headshot onto Bandit. Thatcher can go ahead and take care of that last Bandit charge, as Tooth Fairy actually peeks outside and takes out Biohazard. That's the Blackbeard down. Which Blackbeard can be really strong on this spot if you use him in the right location, overlooking into lockers. It's really hard to do any damage at that point to Blackbeard, because really it's just that shield that's exposed. So we've got 3 here in A spot. In B spot. There's nobody in A, and Lethal's going to make sure there's nobody actually in lockers. Usually you don't see a roamer here on the defense for this, as the attackers are going to start to move into lockers now.
Attackers recovered the...
So Jaeger goes ahead and takes that one out. Beautiful shot from Lethal. I'm sorry we missed it, but that was a nice shot as Silence takes out Caesar. And Lethal's going to be watching here from behind this bomb, making sure nobody gets inside. He did not see Kimimatsu get in. He's going to get behind the desk and start the plant. But actually fakes the plant, as he doesn't really able to have anybody watching his back. But the plant's going down, and it's going to get down. So the diffuser is down, as Thatcher actually gets outside. And now Tooth Fairy is going to peek on in, and possibly get taken out. But Lethal goes around, takes out Silence. They're on the diffuser now, as Thermite peeks around the corner, gets taken out by the Valkyrie, and the defuse will go through. So Armstrong picking up where they left off on Bank, taking the first round. Let's see Lockdown's answer. Lockdown does not give up without a fight.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb. Seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to go. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Load him back!
There's nothing stopping anything from getting open. There's no bandit, there's no mute. As Buck's gonna go ahead and open up these holes here. Now Biohazard is right here. If he moves over a little bit, he's gonna get spotted by that. Oh, he's not gonna be able to get spotted by that Buck. It's gonna be very close though. Start to frag into A. And Thermite's job is done. Guys are gonna go ahead and start droning A now, but the shots are gonna come on in from Rook, who's watching from the other bomb site. Waiting for Thermite to peek his head back around the corner, but again looks away. As Lobster was putting shots into the other bomb site, hey, Lethal crosses in front of him and actually gets taken out by Lobster. And that's the diffuser down inside A. It's really going to come down to who's better at holding their angle here. And now Ash is in on the bomb site here, and I'm gonna go ahead and plant. As Rook gets taken out trying to come in, the plant did go down. And the attackers pull off the victory. A very chaotic ending there. It really just came down to the defense not holding the angles as long as they needed to. If Rook had held his angle a little bit longer, it just seemed every time he turned away, someone else was coming in. Luckily for Armstrong, it worked out after Lobster accidentally took out Lethal Aim. But Lockdown's going to make something happen here as they're down 0 rounds to 2. As Armstrong's going to move up to the second floor.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Clear the blast area.
As they're going to start their push into dining room. As Thatcher's going to go ahead and start opening up red container. If he would have done it a little bit sooner, they would have caught Rook off guard as he was on his camera. And he goes back on the camera now as the charge actually gets opened up.
C4 deployed.
And Dizzy Gamer gets a nice shot there onto Lobster playing the Frost. But only downs him, and he's going to get picked up there by the Valkyrie. The shots come out, but it's a little too late, and it wouldn't have been on target anyway, as they weren't down in that hallway. Now it looks like Ash has taken some punishment as well. She might go for a reset, jumping off the roof so she can get revived. It looks like instead she's actually going to push on and land on a bear trap anyway. And Dizzy Gamer's going to come around to try to save him. Not even paying attention. Don't know the bear trap's gone off. As Lobster's going to push on through, but get taken out by Dizzy Gamer. They know he's in here now. As Tooth Fairy finishes off Ash in the Frost Trap. And Valkyrie's going to push on in, but Dizzy Gamer gets a quick shot onto Valkyrie, taking her out of the game as well. And now all three attackers are in this bomb site. And they're going to go ahead and start the plant. The Tooth Fairy gets a nice shot there onto Thatcher.
Attackers are activating the diffuser.
And sees the glass, but misses the shots onto him as glass goes prone. Dizzy Gamer gets taken out as well. They know where he is. The shotgun's going to come in and take him down, and that's going to be what the defuse through. Put Armstrong up 3 rounds to 0. Lockdown's getting close to running out of time to bring this back into their favor. Now here's Lockdown's second defense. More than likely going to be downstairs in the basement one more time. See, that's where it would be better a little bit to plant a little bit further near the window, and then if it was that was planting, Glass could have been watching it from out here on those stands there. He could have been looking in through the window, but instead, once you're pinched while you're planting, it's already probably not worth planting. As they're actually going to take split level. This is interesting. So this could be their last stand on defense, and once again they're trying something new. They did this on Bank, where they tried something new and it didn't work. Let's see if it works this time around.
10 seconds remaining.
This is not the easiest bomb site to hold, because if you get this wall here opened up, it can fall apart very quickly.
Covers the bomb diffuser. Attackers objective.
You can have one attacker watch this doorway here while someone comes in and plants. And once that plant goes down, there's plenty of places to watch that from. So the attackers are going to make their way.
Camera feed up and running.
Well, they do have a mute here, so the Thatcher's grenade is going to have to come out, which it does. And Mute's actually going to put down another mute charge, but it's too late. It's already going down. Doesn't work like the bandit charge. It does not destroy it. And once it's gone off, it's gone off. So now that wall is open. Valkyrie is actually downed. I'm not sure from where,
Camera activated.
but Valkyrie was downed.
Drones up and running.
I think she may have taken some shots there from Capital. As Lobster gets a shot onto Kimimatsu. As he's up here on this red container, overlooking where they could just walk in and plant right now. Caesar's waiting for the call to push in here. Valkyrie's right here waiting as Caesar goes in, gets taken out quickly by Kami.
Defender is
Sees
approaching the kill zone.
doesn't see Buck on top of that red container. That's big. As he's gonna come out and get the shots onto Patrick. Luckily, Buck isn't able to react in time and take out the Valkyrie. As Valkyrie's getting ready to peek out again, instead decides to retreat down the stairs. Now they get the diffuser running around the front of the building. 1 minute left to go. Plenty of time for the attackers as they already have everything open they want open. But they know they're being watched from above. I like this position here from Doc. If this Thatcher comes into plant, it's going to be all over. And now it's a 1v4 situation. Lockdown should have this in the bag. Tooth Fairy does get a shot at the Dizzy Gamer, but he's still got a lot of work to do, and now only 30 seconds left to go. He's going to drop down underneath. They're going to hear that breaking open, so they know he's going to be coming up from underneath as he makes his way up the stairs. He knows he's going to have to go for the kills. He's not going to have time to get in there and make a plant. So he gets one shot, and he's going to try to plant. Doc's going to drop down, or Smoke will drop down, get the kill, stop the defuse. Tooth Fairy almost there with the clutch, but with 2 members left up, and that defuse starting to go down, even if had he gotten the plant finished, I don't think he would have had time or the angles to hold it from. So Lockdown gets on the board, 1 rounds to 3. It's not over yet. They can go ahead and, if they pull off this attack here, move back onto the defense. Anything can happen. We saw it in the last match where they were down 1 rounds to 3. They came back and forced overtime. Sorry, they were down 2 rounds to 4. Let's see if they can get a stronger attack going on Hereford.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Pass those plates around.
As already Frost takes some damage from that impact grenade. Not much, about 10 health. As the drones are coming in to scope things out, I'm gonna give a shot there onto Valkyrie.
5 seconds left. Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
I'm not sure what was going on with the Frost there, but wasn't able to get any of their preparations done with the Frost. This wall is still open here, not even reinforced. That's a free open for Ash.
Like welcome that.
And they're going to see that it's open, make sure that no one's going to be reinforcing that. Now Lethal held a nice angle here at B last time around. He's going to hold it again. Now it is a shield, so he's not going to be able to do anything with that. As the first reinforcement gets opened up into lockers, and now Rook is stuck here in lockers. He's not going to be able to fall back, so he's going to make a new kill hold to watch it with.
Setting up.
As Tooth Fairy actually jumps outside to get the kill onto Ash.
Found one.
He's going to have to push back down into the basement at this point. And Twitch peeks around while prone and gets taken down by Valkyrie. Biohazard actually pushes forward and gets the kill onto Jaeger. Now I like this here. They're making sure that they don't give up
Defender has left the area of operation.
lockers as Frost actually comes outside. Almost gets taken out as the team comes to respond.
Recovered the bomb diffuser.
But they get there too late. And it's now 2-4. As Montaigne's going to push in here. Actually takes the shield down and luckily doesn't get taken out. But Rook is going to get the kill onto Montaigne as his side was exposed. And now it's all down to the Thatcher as he starts getting shot on by Tooth Fairy, gets the last kill onto Kami. And now Armstrong is 1 round away from their first complete victory, which would give them 3 points. Which would actually put them into a tie with Lockdown. Of course, the head-to-head tiebreaker breaking that. Now Lockdown seems to do well when they're up against the ropes. Let's see what they can pull off here.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs. Attackers have located a bomb. Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
And here we go. Lockdown's possible final stand to make sure that they don't lose this outright, losing both maps. A lot on the line here in this round. Thermite's going to push around and probably open up red container here. But Biohazard gets the kill onto Buck, so Lockdown goes up.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
And Biohazard gets the kill onto Patrick, so they are up now 2 members. A good start here for their defense. Now they just need to hold and not get impatient. They have the diffuser down. There comes the drone. And Biohazard takes out Tooth Fairy as well. So now that it's a 2v5, the attackers have a lot of work to do. Lockdown can shut them down here. As Thermite's going to jump outside to try to get this diffuser. Biohazard is here waiting for him. He's going to drone it out first. Here's the drone. Both players missed their shots. But now Jaeger's there as well. Ash is going to put some pressure. Rook goes outside, gets taken down by Thermite. As the pressure from Ash made him move, he decided to push outside instead. Now Jaeger has fallen back. He's watching to see if anybody comes down the drop. But Silence gets the kill onto Ash, and now Lethal has to do all the work by himself. He's at half health. He's going to peek around this corner. Does get the kill onto Dizzy Gamer. He's not going to secure it. He's waiting. But it should have secured it when he had the chance, as Doc gets a revive onto Jaeger. And with 15 seconds left to go, this round is going to go into Lockdown's hands, giving them a chance for the comeback. Just a bit of an update for our off-stream match. Bishop versus Raven Shield went into overtime as well, but Bishop took it 6-4 on their first map. They're moving on to their second map now. And Bishop is remaining undefeated on their maps. Raven Shield giving them a fight, taking them to overtime, but ultimately not able to.
10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds to go. Attackers recovered the bomb. Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Feet up.
Lockdown hasn't won an attack round yet on Hereford. They're going to have to pull this here if they want to stay in it. Oh, and a nice shot coming out from Lethal on Kemimatsu with a beautiful angle holding there behind that truck. Wasn't sure if Kemi could see him, but he could see Kemi. But Dizzy Gamer gets a nice shot onto Lobster to even it out four members each. Capitau's already moved into the building. They may not even know he's in here. As he takes down Tooth Fairy from behind. Definitely catching them off guard. They do know Capitau's in the building now. He's gonna shoot his bolt in there. There's no one in there, of course. Now they don't have a Frost this time, but Ash gets taken out from Lethal again. Must have turned around at the right moment to get the kill there onto Ash, watching that window, watching both windows at the same time. I remember Debris is client side, so he's probably looking at the window where we can't see that on our side. As the grenade comes up, they do know Capito's down here now. He's going to come up this ladder and get taken out by Lethal. There was no way that was going any other way. And it comes down to Glaz and Thatcher now. As Lethal is low on health, but is watching this window here. As Lethal gets a kill onto Kami as well. As Silence crosses. C4 doesn't get the kill onto Thatcher. Thatcher does get a nice shot there onto Valkyrie. He's got 2 players to find and 15 seconds to do it in.
Attackers eliminated.
And Caesar actually getting the kill onto Silence, ending map number 2 in Armstrong's favor. Armstrong wins both maps. So good games there from both squads. Looks like Lockdown was not as prepared for Hereford as they were for Bank. Both teams did very well on Bank, with Armstrong getting the upper hand there in overtime. So this will put Armstrong into second place now. And Lockdown's going to fall to third place in the standings. These teams could very well meet again here in the playoffs, so please stay tuned for that. The playoffs Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. See you all next week.